A major controversy may be about to shake the Catholic world. According to recent reports, the Vatican could declare the Society of St. Pius X, often called the SSPX, excommunicated and officially in schism after planned episcopal consecrations on July 1st in Canon, Switzerland. If that happens, it would mark one of the biggest clashes between Rome and the traditionalist movement in decades. But not everyone agrees that such a step would be justified. An English canon lawyer from Shaftesbury has published a strong defense of the SSPX. His argument is simple. He believes an excommunication would be legally weak, theologically inconsistent, and pastorally harmful. To understand why, we need some background. Reports from Vatican observers suggest that officials in the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith are already preparing for the possibility of a new schism. Some sources even claim the Vatican is considering ways to help SSPX priests who may choose not to remain with the society if the consecrations go forward. For many Catholics, this situation brings back memories of 1988. That was the year Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre consecrated bishops without Rome's approval. The event led to a major crisis and the creation of the Pontifical Commission Ecclesia Dei, which was established to assist priests and faithful who did not want to follow that path. Now, nearly 4 decades later, history may be repeating itself. However, several canon lawyers argue that the situation is more complicated than it appears. One of them is Father Jaime Mercantimo, a Spanish canonist. Earlier this year, he stated that the planned consecrations would result in neither schism nor sin. The anonymous English canon lawyer reaches a similar conclusion. According to him, an excommunication would not fit the facts of the case. Why? First, he argues that the SSPX has spent years seeking a regular solution with Rome. The society has repeatedly expressed a desire to resolve questions about its future and the succession of its bishops. From his perspective, it is difficult to accuse the society of deliberately breaking away when it continues to seek dialogue. Second, he believes there is an inconsistency in how church authorities treat different groups. He argues that Rome often shows patience toward groups that openly challenge Catholic teaching, while taking a harder line toward Catholics who strongly defend traditional doctrine and liturgical practices. Whether one agrees with that assessment or not, he says many faithful Catholics see a troubling double standard. The canon lawyer summarizes his concerns in 3 points. First, the canonical argument. He believes the law itself does not clearly support excommunication because there is no proven intention to create schism. Second, the theological argument. He argues that treating traditional Catholics more harshly than openly heterodox groups creates confusion about the Church's priorities. Third, the pastoral argument. He warns that a sanction could isolate thriving Catholic communities that are actively practicing their faith. In his view, that would do more harm than good. Most importantly, he argues that peaceful solutions still exist. Instead of punishment, he calls for dialogue. Instead of legal battles, he calls for understanding. Instead of deeper division, he calls for reconciliation. The lawyer says the SSPX has long argued that the Church is facing a crisis involving faith, liturgy, and identity. He warns that a harsh response from Rome could strengthen that perception among many traditional Catholics. His conclusion is direct. If faithful Catholics who defend tradition are treated like opponents, while those who challenge church teaching are welcomed as partners, many believers will see that as a sign that something is wrong. For him, the answer is not another round of sanctions. The answer is dialogue. The answer is mercy. And the answer is applying canon law in a way that promotes unity rather than division. Will Rome choose discipline, or will both sides find a path toward reconciliation? As July approaches, Catholics around the world will be watching closely. The answer could shape the future relationship between the Vatican and the SSPX for years to come.